Who would imagine it starts to rain at this day? Unbelievable. Oh, good evening, my dear people. The reason why I'm doing my review on Asian Month tonight, well, maybe today or whatever this timeline is. Anyway, what do you think about Mr. Death's review of Death Note? I made sure that he done his job right. And I've been thinking, since I reviewed to you a vampire hunter from a comic book in America, how about I review to you a franchise based in a manga comic in Japan? Now, I know some of you are expecting, and of course this is Asian Month, I thought, why not? And the franchise I'm going to be reviewing for you today, I know some of you are expecting Hellsing. One thing I will tell you, I will review Hellsing for you folks, but sadly I have none of the DVDs. I haven't downloaded some of them on the internet, and I don't have any of their mangas. But you can see the manga comics review of Hellsing on Long Box of the Damned by Muate. Because he does a good review of the manga comics of Hellsing. But I have seen the shows of Hellsing. There's two different versions. There is the original Hellsing anime series that is pretty violent, pretty dark, and they're dealing like more than just vampires. They're dealing against other organization who tries to kill them all. And of course they make me, Dracula, the hero on the franchise. But instead of calling me Dracula, they call me Alucard. For those of you who understand, Alucard is Dracula spelled backwards. But I'm going to tell you about another vampire hunter, based by the manga comics. And it's about a schoolgirl who's a vampire hunter. Since Marvel have Braid, they have a Japanese schoolgirl who is part human, part vampire, and she hunts evil, demonic vampires with her trusty sword. Her name is Saya Kisaragi. Saya Kisaragi. That is her name. And the anime movie they made based from her comic books is this: Blood, the Last Vampire. Now, the animated series was very, very good. You see, she is part human, part vampire, and she works with the organization who hunts down evil, demonic vampires. You know, vampires who are like demons from hell. And she is the last of her kind of decent vampires who are not demonic. And she uses her sword to kill every single vampire there is. But of course the problem in this anime series, she has a problem with people who either praise or use the Lord's name in vain. Like one agent who used the Lord's name in vain, she got so mad that she put her hands in his mouth and hoisted him up, even though he's taller than she is. I mean, she was like... And of course, this nurse that she saved against this evil vampire who's trying to kill her, when she was about to pray, she got so mad she ripped her crucifixion necklace out of her neck and toss it away and tell her not to say this kind of stuff in front of her. Being a part human, part vampire, and a vampire hunter is one thing. But seriously, you don't have a problem if you... everybody has a problem for saying the Lord's name in vain. But praying? But you should look up Blood, the Last Vampire, based by the comics. And she works for Blood. That animated movie got so popular, they decided to make a live anime. A movie called Blood, the Last Vampire. Except this one, it's a lot different. Instead of saving a nurse, she saves a daughter. This girl, she's a daughter of a military soldier. She found some vampires who tries to kill her in a military school that she goes to. And of course, Saya here, she's supposed to be in disguise as a schoolgirl going to a military school during the Vietnam War. That's different. But as it turns out, this movie, it's pretty good, but it has a lot of CGI special effects on it. Too many special effects and fake blood spewing everywhere. And of course they added more to it, like they explained more of the background and the story and her story. Whoa! Sorry folks, the wind. I'm gone with the wind. There we are. That stopped it. Anyway, as I was, they explain more into the story, and one of the agents become a double agent, and she's trying to kill the military girl who found the vampires, and tried to kill Saya herself because they worked with her evil sister, who is the head of the vampires. So it becomes a final fight between Saya and her evil sister. The wind is pretty cool, I got to say. Anyway. Her and the military girl, they had to work together. Got a little itch. Sometimes being a vampire, you do have the same kind of problems, like having an itch somewhere. But anyway, I do love the actress who plays her. What is her name? Let's see. What is her name? Well, I can't find her name. Dang it. I can't pronounce it. Sorry. I can pronounce some names, but I can't pronounce hers. And she's Korean. Having a Korean actress playing a Japanese character? That's unheard of. But I guess some people thinking that the American audience will never know. But we're living in a certain age where now we can tell the difference between Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, and also the Vietnamese, the Philippines, and so forth. We're not that dumb. Especially for multi-voice reviewer. Heck, even he can tell a difference. Anyway, Blood, the Last Vampire got so popular, they decided to do an animated series continuing on with the comic books. And the series they made was called Blood Plus. Not Blood, the Last Vampire, but Blood Plus. In this story, she's trying to track Saya is trying to kill her evil sister. Of course, she have a name now. Her name is Diva. And of course, something special about her sword. Every time when she's battling against vampires, she pricks her finger at the end of the sword, and her blood goes to this little area of the sword where you can see her blood going all over the sword. And it helps boosts her power when she does that. Her power with her sword. And she also falls in love with another vampire named Henji, who is a cellist. So she's kind of torn between Henji and this human who likes her too, named Michael. Michael. And she's trying to destroy her evil sister named Diva. And then they continued on Blood Minus C, and then they did the finale movie called Blood Minus C Last Doc. So, Blood the Last Vampire, they are very good movies. Especially the actress who plays her. Makes me want to go to Korea and maybe ask her out for a little bite. Nah. Try to be more respectful to women. Anyway, you should look up Blood the Last Vampire or the TV series Blood Plus or Blood Minus C and see what you think. As for me, I think they are superb. Blade is one thing, but Saya is something else. It's not often that you have a Japanese schoolgirl or a vampire hunter who dresses like a Japanese schoolgirl. It's very different. Excuse me. I'm hungry. So I'm gonna find myself something. As for me, this is the end. If you like this review, please leave a comment down below and subscribe. Hit like on it. And good night.